Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing today? I hope you guys have had a fantastic night and a cautious night of trading. It is now March the 19th. It's Monday, about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to do a very quick recap of all of the 10 coins because a lot has happened, right? So we're going to talk about Bitcoin first of all. Actually, let's go to the coin market cap. What we see is green all across the board with Cardano and Stellar leading the way there with over double digits in the 20s, and Tron has recovered very nicely as well. So taking a look at the top 20 market cap, oh no surprise, maybe we only see Tether in the red. So not too bad at all. Last night before I went to bed there, when I was doing a quick market cap recap, we were looking at about $303 billion there, and now we've actually gone up a staggering amount of $315 billion, which is a very good sign that the market is slowly starting to recover, right? Bitcoin was at $7,200. It bounced heavily by over $1,000. Congratulations everybody if you guys got in on that massive bounce. Now I still do expect one more run up to at least $9,000, minimum $8,800, and that could happen in about 2 or 3 days. So we see every coin looking great. Ripple recovered very nicely as well. I'm so happy for you guys. If you guys have taken my advice, if you guys had just, one thing you need to understand is that don't ever treat my tactical analysis as the only way. The way we get better as a trader is to be very well-rounded. We want to, let's say you guys are very new in the market, okay? Let's say you're really new in the market and you don't really understand a lot of the theories and the technical analysis that people are doing yet, right? What I would recommend doing is grab a paper, grab a pen, go old school style, whatever, use some sort of document on your computer, right? Every time I bring up a word or anyone brings up a word that you guys are not familiar with terminology wise, write down these terminologies and create a little dictionary for yourself. If I'm talking about MACD, go on Google MACD, just get a general idea of what it is. If you guys don't know what RSI is, when I bring it up, relative strength index, go to Google, go check out what it is, right? So what I did when I first started trading was I went to a lot of technical analysis websites like CoinDesk. I was watching a lot of different TA on YouTube as well, the ones that were available. For example, the chart guys, they've been around for a very long time, much longer than I have in the market, right? And they're very good people to, like, I learned a lot of candlestick analysis and how to read price action from them as well. And every time, just giving some quick shout out to, some people that's helped me along the way there. If you guys don't understand what Fibonacci is, right? If you see it in TA, go Google what it is. And slowly over time, you start to build this repertoire of definitions and you'll have this dictionary and it will become a lot more familiar over time. So just to give you guys some general quick tips there as well. So let's take a look at the top 10 coins. That's what this analysis is for. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at Ethereum, Litecoin, NEO, EOS, and EOS. So Bitcoin is, well, first of all, let's look at the daily chart, okay? We need to make note on the daily right here that Bitcoin it has a doji thus far, right? It's only got about 10 hours to go in the day, and we have a slight indecision / reversal candle that's starting to show up already on Litecoin. On on Bitcoin there. On Litecoin, it's actually the exact same thing. If we look at Ethereum, it's a much more bearish candle than other ones actually. It's more like a shooting star / doji. We look at NEO, it's much more bearish as well than the others with a really big indecision doji candle. So it's got much more range for the wicks. If we look at EOS, it's actually faring a lot better than the other candles there. It's got a big body right now, which is good. And we look at Ripple, and it's looking a little bit more bearish than the others as well. So the bearish ones are Ethereum, XRP, and NEO. The more bullish ones are Bitcoin, Litecoin, and EOS right now. So let's take a look at Bitcoin in very close detail. Well, not close detail, but close enough, right? Close enough. Let's go to the 4-hour chart because it's much better in my opinion for this particular case. So we ended up getting a shooting star candle here. Volume started to die off, but this candle was more seen as a slight reversal candle, actually, where it rejected to the downside at 8,076. And then we got more volume there. We bounced off of the 21 EMA, which is fantastic in my opinion, right? And now we've got about 2 hours to go. We've got a very big indecision candle going on here. Now on the on Bitcoin, I do expect it to perhaps still retrace to a very low amount, right? To maybe even, I don't know, guys, like we might even break right out of it, where we've retraced right now already only to the 236 level, right? About the 236 level there. Is that a good enough retracement where it does retrace only 8% of the time? Time will tell. The big key number to break above, in my opinion, is to, you know, watch for it when it breaks above 83.50 specifically, and watch for it when it breaks above this previous high position at 84.67. So if it breaks above 84.67, there might be a good chance for one more rally, right? Very good chance for one more rally to 8,900 to 9,000 ranges. So overall, Bitcoin is looking very bullish, in my opinion, despite this healthy correction that's happening. We're finding some sort of level of support over here, okay? Decent level of support, but these areas over here, it's kind of a cluster of resistances. We're getting a possible crossover on the MACD, so that's why I'm still leaning towards short-term bullish, excuse me there. And of course, a midterm, when I say short term, I mean maybe today and for early tomorrow, that we might still correct to the 8,000 regions, right? So my recommendation for people on Bitcoin, I'm no financial advisor, but if I were to hypothetically give advice to people, I would recommend just keeping an eye between, you know, 8,000 and 7,800 region. If it falls there, that would be a very good buy opportunity. Right now, you would be more so just taking a chance to see if it breaks out, right? But it might fall lower. That's why it's important to make note of the 8350 region and the 8400 region going up, or 8350 and about 8467. If it breaks above there, then we can now confirm it most likely won't retrace lower. So that's how I would suggest just looking at Bitcoin. Litecoin right now, my computer was really laggy and I couldn't figure out why. And I actually ended up buying 512 gigabyte solid state drives for each of my computers, and I realized that I actually filled it up to almost 500 gigabytes already, and it was like all in the trash can, but I didn't empty it because I record a lot of videos, right? So yeah, so what we see with Litecoin right now on a 1 hour chart is it's definitely rejecting to the downside, okay? Rejecting to the downside in terms of the 55 EMA. So we're still looking at a very bullish Litecoin right now, in my opinion. So we don't really have any reason to doubt that it would go down, other than the fact that if Bitcoin does correct to the 80 say 79 to 8,000 region there, or 8,100 again, then we could be looking at a retracement to $150, right? Or even 148 at the lowest. So one thing to take note of is that if Bitcoin or Litecoin's major body resistance is 157, so if it breaks above there, keep an eye on it. It'd be a very good time to enter above about 159, 160. And then if that does happen, then we can assume that we had a very bullish correction there. All across the board though, looking fairly bullish. 45-minute chart looks like it's about to cross over though, so keep that in mind. That's why I'm saying that we might still get a correction to the downside, just a minor amount, because we are getting some MACD crossovers, okay? Now, if we look at Ethereum, like I mentioned, was looking a little bit more bearish than the other coins, right? Looking a little bit more bearish on the 1 hour chart. We're seeing a crossover already. Or sorry, on the daily, on the 1 hour chart, we're looking like it's about to cross over just slightly. We'll see if it actually gets to the negative side. If it does get to the negative side, we might actually get a correction too, roughly. We'll just say, you know, roughly at most, I'm guessing 507 to 520-ish, right around those ranges. Keep an eye out specifically for this body resistance right here around 546. If it does break above 546, I would probably consider entering above 561, but it's up to you guys, right? If you enter 546-ish, make sure you keep your stop loss fairly tight there, because we might end up getting a bull trap still. The big region to make note of is above 563 range, right above this body candle. So if we break above this body candle, it's actually 562, sorry. Oh, sorry, give me a second. That's Val calling me. I don't have time to talk to her right now because I'm making this live stream. We always we try to talk every morning there. So we're doing yeah, so 562 is a very good place to be breaking above it, right? So this is a hard support right now where we stand clearly. I'm just going to show you guys it right here, $525. It's a very strong sign of support thus far, but we have to keep in mind that if Bitcoin does correct further, right, it's going to drag it down to a possible 507 to 520. So always keep in mind of these resistances and supports. So let's go look at NEO now. Now NEO is looking a little bit more bearish than the other candle or the other charts. Like I mentioned, we got a doji on the 12-hour. We ended up getting a very bearish type of candle over here actually so far because it's red. If we look at the 1-hour chart, we can see that the Fibonacci retracement is roughly at about the 236, or sorry, the 382 region. So it's actually retraced a very decent amount, and it just might be like a sideways type of correction instead, right? So we have to make note that if Bitcoin does correct further to 8,000, 7,900 to 8K ranges, well, this might actually fall to these particular regions around $59.45 to about $62. If it doesn't, then we can make note of this particular region right here. Keep an eye on 67, 62 right there. If it breaks above it, a very good time to enter with volume is about $69. So that's how we're going to basically be playing it. We're going to be playing it based on resistances and supports. We're still trending above the 55 EMA, which is a really very good sign. In fact, we're getting rejection every time we hit the 55 EMA. So overall, on every coin, I do believe that we're correcting slightly, but still looking overall bullish in my opinion. Now Ripple is the one that's actually faring a lot better than other coins, okay? Ripple is, EOS is actually faring a lot better than other coins, in my opinion, right now. Probably the most bullish one out of all, okay? So we look at the correction over here. The correction actually ended up, it didn't even hit the 382 level, right? It's actually on an uptrend compared to all of them, breaking above the 0.5 resistance right over here. So overall, looking very, very good. Yeah, can't complain about EOS and how it's looking so far here. So let's take a look at some possible targets just in case Bitcoin does correct further. We always got to keep that in mind, that if Bitcoin does correct further, we could possibly see a retracement to the downside anywhere between, say, we'll just, say roughly this region because it looks very bullish. I'd probably say it's going to correct to maybe 445 at the lowest, okay? So keep in mind that these supports that I'm identifying are just supports. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to reach it. It's just points of interest, right? So for EOS, the good place to have bought a breakout, right, was probably like right around here almost, we can say, right? So that would have been a very good place at about 474 to buy the breakout. It's a little bit too late now, but nevertheless, I still consider this a sideways trend, guys. I still consider this a sideways trend simply because Bitcoin hasn't really broken out yet, right? Because Bitcoin hasn't broken out yet, it's very difficult for me to assume that this is an actual uptrend, especially with the volume that we're having, okay? So just, some small projections here is that for EOS, because a lot of people have been asking me about it. So let's just say that this does end up correcting a little bit further. We could be getting, if Bitcoin reaches 9K, this could be reaching anywhere up to $5.37. So just to give you guys some little bit of targets there as well. And if you guys notice, we're reaching some resistance right here, right? Because of this previous structure, this structure right over here as well. So definitely reaching some big resistance there. So now let's wrap up with Ripple here. Ripple is decent, right? It's one of the more bearish ones right now compared to the other coins. Notice how EOS there actually ended up breaking above the 0.5 right here. Well, this Ripple here, it actually corrected to the 382 level. A lot of them have only corrected to about the 236 level right now. But the good news is most coins are bouncing above the 55 EMA on all time frames, right? It's more so just Ethereum right now. I'd say that's more so bearish, where it didn't really bounce off of it that much, and NEO. So yeah, so a really good point of interest is these regions right here, okay? Those regions right there is definitely a key region to be. It's almost a no trade zone between 66 and 68 cents there. The high here is about 68.6 cents. A break above 68.86 is definitely a signal to enter, in my opinion. So we have retraced to exactly where I was targeting before, the 382 Fibonacci level at 63 cents, and 59 cents right around these regions is the lowest I think it would retrace to. So in general, looking very good for every coin. So please keep in mind that once again, that if Bitcoin does correct slightly further to 79 to 8,000 ranges, Ripple could easily fall to one of these ranges between 59 cents to 62 as well. So always keep in mind where the previous resistance was, especially when all 5 waves have already formed. MACD though is crossing over right here on the 1-hour chart, which can signal to me that, of course, maybe, just maybe, Bitcoin is ready to correct, right? So the general summary of this video and the general consensus is that most coins are bullish overall, okay? But Bitcoin is not breaking above its key resistances right now. The key resistance is about 35 or 83.50. That's where we would want to take note of it. If it breaks above 84.67 Bitcoin, it'll cause a rally for every other coin. But we have to make sure we stay cautious. Now, we have to also make note and take a general consensus that most coins are looking like it might have a MACD crossover. The MACD crossover can signal a slight correction, but I still believe that Bitcoin is bullish and will end up hitting about 8,900 to 9,000 ranges. So you got two choices, right? To buy on the breakout or to buy on the dip. But right now, it's almost a no trade zone. So you guys need to exercise extreme patience for times like this, all right? That's kind of the general summary for these videos. I promise that I will try my best to give you guys a technical update or technical analysis update like this once a morning, or once in the morning and once at night, because it's always good to have a very general summary of where we stand. So make sure you guys are incorporating perhaps my technical analysis and other technical analysis as well into your day-to-day routine. This is going to allow you to get the best gauge and from different perspectives as well. So you guys hear Luna? She's just howling right now. She's downstairs. My office is upstairs, right? I've got a two-floor, so or two-floor condo. So thank you very much for all the love and the support always, guys. I want you guys to know very clearly that I do not have any intentions whatsoever to have a paid group, nor do I plan to in the future. And if I ever did, it would only be because some people are wanting a lot more from me in terms of being able to approach me to ask specific questions, and I would perhaps advise you know, like a very limited amount of people where they would have like some fee every month. Like we're mainly bigger players though, right? So if I ever did, you know, I would focus on people who have who are playing with a very larger amount there of Bitcoin, just so they can actually approach me whenever they want. But that's really far down the road, right? Very far down the road, because I would like to cater myself as someone who's more so I guess like I want to focus to the beginners on a very free level. I don't want to charge anyone ever, but maybe for people with over $100,000, I would charge like a very tiny amount every month to like advise them. So if I ever did, that would be like a year or something way down the road when I'm ready. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people are actually getting scammed, and there's a lot of impersonators out there. So please be extra cautious and know that I do not have any paid content. I do not have any Telegram channel. I do not have any signal services, and if you guys are actually paying for any content from my impersonators, know that it's not me, because I'm not doing anything like that at all. I do not have any paid content. I do not charge anybody for anything, nor do I plan to in the very immediate future. Okay, guys? And the way you support me is you basically just go to my Steemit, right? If you guys go to any of my posts, and then you click on, you know, my name there, right? And you'll see a bunch of my posts, and you guys can just click on this little upvote button. It doesn't cost you guys anything except for your time, right? Except for your time and while you're here already. And if you go to each of my posts, you basically just scroll to the bottom of them, and then you just click this tiny little upvote button here. And it's not really a lot of money, guys. It's a very tiny amount that I get. Some posts I get like $12 for, but we have to keep in mind that, you know, each video takes a lot of time to make, right? Takes a lot of time, and the charts take a lot of time as well. So each video that I produce, it usually takes like double or triple the amount of time that the video actually is. So if it's a 1 hour video, it could take me 1 to 3 hours to edit it and to write everything up and to post it. So this is just a very small way that you guys can support me, because I know that we reciprocate that level of respect. So other than that, guys, have yourselves a great day. Thank you very much for the continued love and support. If you guys have had a great time enjoying my quality content, well, I hope that it's quality. Make sure you guys upvote it, like, subscribe, and share. If you guys are killing it in the market, you guys are welcome to donate to the cryptocurrency piggy bank. That's why I keep everything free, guys, right? I keep everything free is because you know, I pretty much make a small income from YouTube monetized ads, which is really not a lot, to be honest, guys. Like, it's very tiny for the amount of time you put in, and I upvote, and you know, some people donate here and there. But if you guys ever do, don't ever do anything extreme, right? You guys are welcome to buy me a lunch or a coffee just to say thanks, but other than that, please don't ever go out of your way, okay? So thank you very much for your time and your support. Have yourselves a great day. Bye now.